Welcome to Module 15, Lesson 3. In this lesson, we're going to use visual models and equations to add and subtract mixed numbers with like denominators. Okay, let's take a look at problem number 2. At the start of the day, the diner has this bag of potatoes. They serve 8 4/8 pounds of potatoes. How many pounds of potatoes remain? So we know that we start with 9 7/8 pounds. Okay, so we have a total of 9 wholes. And 7/8 pounds. I'm going to go ahead and split my final model into eighths to show my 7/8 pounds. Okay, I'm going to shade my 9 holes. And my 7/8. All right, so now I need to do what letter B is asking me, which is update my drawing to show the potatoes used during the day. During the day, they use 8 4/8 pounds. So I'm going to cross off 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 of my wholes and 4/8. Let's go ahead and model this with our equation. 9 7/8 minus 8 4/8 will give us 1 whole and 3/8. So after dinner, or after breakfast, there are 1 3/8 pounds of potatoes left. Pause if you need more time on this problem. And let's look at problem number 3. The diner has 2 3/8 pounds of cheddar cheese and 1 7/8 pounds of mozzarella cheese. How many pounds of cheese does the diner have? Draw a picture to help you visualize the problem. All right, so we are working with 2 3/8 plus 1 7/8. So here's my 2. I'm working in eighths. So 2 3/8. And my 1 7/8. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at letter B. We need to write an equation to model the problem. Use C to represent the total amount of cheese. Well, the total amount of cheese is going to be equal to the 2 3/8 pounds plus the 1 7/8 pounds. To find the value of C, we must add the fractional parts of the mixed numbers and the whole number parts. So when I add 3/8 plus 7/8, I get a total of 10/8. And when I add 2 and 1, I get a total of 3. Now, I have this answer, 3 10/8. But what do you notice about 3 10/8? It looks like a mixed number because I have a whole number and a fraction, but this is a fraction greater than 1. We need to rename this fraction. So let's think about 10/8. We have 3 10/8. Well, this is equal to 3 wholes And let's think about 10/8. 10/8 is equal to 8/8 plus 2/8. 8/8 is equal to 1 whole. So this is equal to 3 plus 1 plus 2/8. So if we need to rename 3 and 10/8, it's equal to 4 wholes and 2/8. So let's go ahead and rewrite the value of C. C equals, we already did the work of renaming up here, 4 and 2/8 pounds of cheese. Right, we're going to go ahead and complete the check understanding together. Basketball practice lasts 2 and 6/12 hours on Monday and 1 and 5/12 hours on Wednesday. How many hours does practice last over both days? How much longer is practice on Monday than Tuesday? So we have two parts, right? Part 1 is how long does practice last in total? And part 2 is how much longer is practice on Monday than on Wednesday. So let's solve part 1 now. If you don't have a whiteboard or scratch paper, pause the video and grab that because you do not have very much space to solve on this page. All right, so we know that part 1 is asking us that on Monday they practiced 2 and 6/12 hours, and on Wednesday they practiced 1 and 5/12. And we need to find out how many hours that is. So I'm going to add my whole numbers of 2 and 1 to get 3 total hours, plus my fractions of 6/12 plus 5/12, which gives me 11/12. So how many hours do they practice? 3 and 11/12 hours. Then for part 2, we need to find how much longer Monday is than Wednesday. So if Monday is 2 6/12 hours and Wednesday is 1 and 5/12 hours, first we can see, can we subtract 5/12 from 6/12? We can, right? So 5 6/12 minus 5/12 is equal to 1/12. And then we can subtract our whole numbers. 2 minus 1 is 1. So we find that it is 1 and 1/12 hours longer.